Yo, yo, yo. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about one of the most common words in crypto, decentralization. But most people don't even actually know what the word decentralization means. So let me help and try to explain it for those who don't. So in a traditional system, decisions are made by centralized leadership. So a company has executives, a bank has management, a platform has owners, and the control sits at the top. But decentralization flips this model. So instead of one group controlling the system, control is distributed among all the participants. And this is where a DAO comes in. So what's a DAO? DAO. It's a decentralized autonomous organization. So let's go through each one of those words and then kind of break it down. So it's a decentralized, which I just explained. Well, I'll explain it here further. But let's talk about the other word, autonomous. So with agentic agents and cloud bots, autonomy is becoming more prevalent on the internet. So that's going to get better. And an organization, well, you know, you got to keep it organized. That's the organization part. So DAO. So it's essentially a group of people coordinating around a shared system on the blockchain. So instead of all the executives making the decisions behind closed doors, the participants make this decisions transparently on chain with proposals. So treasuries can be controlled by smart contracts, and the rules can be enforced by voting transparently on chain. So this changes how organizations operate, and it's really the centralized corporate greed doesn't like that, and it's something really you got to wrap your brain around that can be different. So this changes, how organizations operate. So people who can contribute to the system, they also own part of the system, and that gives them more motivation. The alignment between users, builders, and owners is one of the most powerful ideas in Web3. But decentralization, it has its challenges. So coordination, it becomes more difficult because it's not just one person who makes a decision however he feels and says, get it done because I'm the boss. So that becomes harder. The decision making for votes and coordinating, getting everyone together to make a decision, it can become slower. And the incentives, has to be sustainable. You're sustaining a full group of people. And but decentralization, like, it doesn't remove leadership. You still have leaders, you still have people with different roles. It doesn't change that. It just changes how leadership emerges. So you don't have to be the guy with the most money to be the leader. Understanding DAOs helps explain one of the biggest shifts happening on the internet today, with what I just talked about, with the blockchain, people owning what they help build, and organizations that are just built and owned by the communities. So that's the video for today, breakdown. If you have any questions, hit me up. Hope you enjoyed watching the video, and see you in the next one.